Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. You watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new ICON 1000 Truant 2 boot, available at RevZilla.com. New for late 17, headed into 18, this is your Truant 2. Now, on the right side of my table, this beefy behemoth is your original Truant. It is massive. It is an Abrams tank. It is the mountain. It is heavy, and it is stiff as all hell. Do we like where they took the Truant 2 to the future? Yeah, we absolutely do. Are there nitpicks with it? Sure. But out of the gates, you're going to look at a more contemporary mock toe style done in black. Also comes in the brown version, which is really slick, really taking the Truant to the next level. Now, I had a pair of these. I used to ride them on my Harley Davidson. And I say, dear God, man, they are heavy and they are massive. This boot is now a bit lighter, a little bit less massive. It is actually walkable off the boot with a composite shank versus an axiometric steel shank. But even if we look at the toe, it is just a lower profile. Think of this as like the linebacker of the high school football team that his terrible uncle gave him roids versus this guy, which is Sir Gregor Clegane from the Game of Thrones shows. There's just not a whole lot you can do with it, but it will destroy you in many different scenarios. So ultimately, I am a big fan of the lighter weight step forward. Now, before I get into some of the nuances, this full oiled, full grain leather boot that carries a CE rating with a solid protection scheme, let me tell you what my two nitpicks are. Nitpick number one, there's still no reflective on this boot. There's none. You're gonna be riding this in a lot of different scenarios. Sport riding, sport commuting, touring. There's a lot you can do with this boot. Give me a pop of reflective icon. It's like right there. Just give me a little pop. Just so if I'm riding at night, which in many cases I might be, if I'm wearing this on and off the bike as a more casual style, give me a chance to be seen. The other gripe I have with it, I love that it comes with a white lace and a black lace, but it doesn't have a black sole design. It actually feels a lot younger with this white sneaker style sole design. 2 durometers. I love the midsole for shock absorption and comfort. I love that it's much more lightweight, but what they didn't do is give me that black sole design, which stealths it out. Now, I do have new versions in the line of the Patrol boots and some other boots. Icon has redone its boots for the first time with the Super Duty 5, but again, this one's a little bit more youthful, a little bit more sneakery, even with that mock toe design. So really, that's the two gripes that I might have with this boot. Other than that, it came down 50 bucks, coming in around the $150 mark compared to this guy at 200. Yeah, Icon, you're listening, you're doing well. This thing weighs 8 pounds, and now we're gonna put it on some other scale for retired boots, and it goes over there off of my table. Now, let's briefly talk about fitment. The fit on this boot is really going to be more of an American fit. No issues there. You use a size chart. It's going to have a sneakery feel. It's going to be comfortable. Again, they've redone the sole. You're seeing all the soles redone across the Icon line. Bravo, good sirs. You've listened. You've done well. It's over 39 bucks. We will ship for free. Use that size chart, and I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, and your feedback. Make your own roided out high schooler joke. I don't condone that. It's a bad scenario, but ultimately for this boot, it became a good scenario. Keep that in mind. Diving into the rest of the boot itself. Oiled full grain cowhide. We talked about this moccasin or mock toe design, which adds a little bit more style. It is a little bit lighter weight. It's not the Sherman tank at the front that we saw before. I'm sorry, today it's the Abrams tank. But if we rotate it around, you're going to have D3O, lateral side medial protection, medial side medial protection, and you do have a nice sturdy heel cockpit. All in, I like this boot better. This is a step forward while giving you more boot for the dollar. Again, there are just some things that are different about it. If we look at it, notice the shift panel, it's embossed on both sides. On this side over here, I love that they cover the laces. That's a very thoughtful touch. Here on the brown version, it only comes with these sand-colored laces or the brown cover laces. But ultimately, if we turn this guy to the side, it is a bit of a Desert Fox look there. You're gonna see that it's has just a cool style to it, a little bit more fashion forward. I mean, hell, this came out, Tito almost bought a pair, and Tito is quite fashion forward. I'll just leave you to figure it out. We should just show a picture of Tito, just subliminal cave away. He's a Geico caveman, just roll with it. If we move to the inside of this boot, you're gonna see big punctuated leather, multiple panels here. They gave you a pull on the back, which they didn't have in previous versions. Not a big heel counter here, and if we look at the bottom of it, remember, about a 6.5, 7 on the stiff scale, and it gets a little bit more flexible towards the toe, very stiff and rigid towards the back, but not as stiff and rigid as it once was. They're also using micro suede up at the top, so it's going to be very comfortable across your foot. Now, while we might think the Super Duty 5 is a salt bay of boots, this is the Geico Caveman of boots. We like it. They've made a lot of changes. Again, the next step in your journey is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews of the new ICON 1000 Truant 2 boot. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we're going to ship free over $39. If you want to talk to a Gear Geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion, the latest and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.